Hey everyone, this is Sean from 8-Bit Shinobi, and we have Tricky Ricky coming from his car live.
How's everybody doing?
It looks like we have one person watching us so far. Hopefully it goes up,
Of
but
course,
well,
give it time, I'm sure.
yeah. Sometimes it's usually after people will watch it. So why don't you tell everyone here a bit about yourself and what you do?
Well, my name is Tricky Ricky. I'm a children's entertainer. I go anywhere in the city of Ottawa to do various forms of entertainment, whether I'm balloon twisting, doing magic, doing character actors, or I even do some science shows for people. It's always a lot of different kinds of fun that I love traveling around the city to provide.
Awesome. Have you ever been outside the city or mostly inside the city?
Mostly, I mean, I have not been outside of the city yet too much. I have traveled to Toronto, but it was not for anything professional. It was usually to just for just some extra play, uh but so far I am mostly Ottawa bound.
All right, cool. So if anyone wants to book you for a party, anyone here in Ottawa can book you for a party.
Well, if they want to book me, they could reach me on my socials. They could either reach me on TikTok or Instagram at tricky.ricky.2308. You'll find this logo pop up. I don't know how. Well, I can bring closer to camera, but
Oh yeah, I think that's also in the picture, the thumbnail. So
yeah, and so yeah, it'll be the one that looks like that, but facing the correct
nice.
direction. But if you but other ways that you can search and request for me is if you I work for a company called Birthday Party Magic, and they do other things that they outsource me. I am one of the independent contractors that they hire out to do some things, but there are some things that the company does that I am not able to do. Like, I won't be a Disney princess, for example. But if you want one, you could find one through that source.
Yeah, I think you were at Comic-Con and the children's was it the Child Expo? Was that the one you're at?
The Parent and Child Expo at
Yes.
Nepean Sportsplex. Yes.
Unfortunately, I wasn't there the day you were there, so we didn't run into each other.
No, but there will be plenty of times when there are opportunities, I'm sure.
And you were dressed up as Mario that day?
I do several characters, but yes, Mario is one of my favorite ones. It's a me, Mario. I'm very good at doing the same voice, which is what Ian, the owner of Birthday Party Magic, really loves, that I can really just get into the character, and once I'm in that character, I am that character. There's no questions. Kids will ask a question. Once I'm a character, I always answer any character questions in character. So, uh, hey, where's Luigi? He's back in the Mushroom Kingdom. Somebody has to protect it while I'm gone. Mamma mia.
So, what are some other characters that you have done?
Um, Other characters that I've done, you may have not seen my face, but I have a great Spider-Man impression for kids going around, and there's other characters that I've been assigned to. I've been the Flash, I've been Captain America, I've been Batman, uh, and but one original character that came out was released this year was one of my scientist character, which is Dr. Rickenstein, which playing on Frankenstein, but I don't call him a mad scientist. I call him a glad scientist because he loves science that much.
That's a good one.
And it's just it brings out one of the old hobbies where I just love teaching fun sciences to kids around the city as well. It's just a lovely thing that, and I still have one birthday child that I've ran into by chance recently, and he still talked about one of the experiments with the where I was working with the Bernoulli principle, where I was using it to blow toilet paper across the audience, and he still brags about that after
Yeah.
even a year has passed. So very happy to uh, leave my mark mentally there.
Yeah, it's as someone who worked at the Board of Education, I get to see these kids grow up, and I'm seeing some of them as adults. They're like, Mr. Sean, I remember when you taught me this, and now they're productive members of society, and you're like, wow.
It is so rewarding when you're remembered for something that something positive that you've done before, and I've had experiences where I've where in each version of the job where I've had people or mostly parents say you were really good as Mario or Spider-Man and stuff like that. My son, my daughter still talks about those parties and stuff like that. It's like, oh my god, how cool was it to have a superhero come by? Or oh my god, I tried to stump him by making a very specific balloon, but he was able to do it. And it's just really rewarding to be able to um, have that influence for or that kind of thing, and it's just great. It really warms my heart. Like in November and December, another thing I do is I actually dress up as either Santa Claus or the Grinch, and they both are very good at getting into the holiday spirit for one way or the other. I will say though that Grinch is a little bit more cathartic because you get to do things that normally you can't do. Like there's a few photography faux pas where you're not supposed to block somebody's face or use them as a prop or something like that. But the Grinch is like one person where it's like, you know what, this person can slide. We'll let this happen. It's fine.
And it's also Christmas too, so you kind of got that too going too.
Yeah, exactly.
So, are you
there's
the Grinch at Billingsbridge by any chance?
no that I no, I wasn't that Grinch, but I think I know who it was, but I'm friends with other fellow Grinches out there, and uh, recently I'm not going to name names, but I had a recent friend of mine was that I literally just met 3 weeks ago was going to be Grinching for the first time, but was panicking because they didn't know how to get into the character and stuff like that. But they noticed that I had a Grinch shirt on. It's like, and that's what brought up the conversation. It's like, well, I'm a professional Grinch, so I could give you some pointers, and we bonded friendship over that. And they were just so very thankful that I came into their life very recently, but we've grown a friendship based on the Grinch.
That sounds fun.
It's
So,
great. It's a lot of fun.
so what got you into wanting to do birthday parties?
Um, honestly, it kind of happened from happenstance. I think my mom was a great influence in my life from the get-go. Like eh, I remember vividly eight when I was 8 years old, there used to be a TV show called the Bozo Super Sunday Show. Do you know it or anything like that?
I'm
Even if
not
you don't, but
familiar.
basically, it was Bozo the Clown, and one of the things he did every now and then was he made balloon animals, and my mom saw that I enjoyed that at 8 years old, so she got me a book of how to make some balloon animals, and learning to make balloon animals from a book is trickier, but I was still able to do the basics, which was learning how to make the sword and dog. And those are the two staples that once you learn those, you could expand a little bit more. And then eventually YouTube became a thing that really brightened my balloon twisting horizon, where it's like, oh, I could just rewind a video and copy that over and over again until I get it right. And and then at some point, I don't even need a tutorial on how to make a thing. If a kid asks me a random thing that I've never made before, never seen a tutorial, it just takes me like a few minutes, a few moments to buffer, and I'm like, I got you, kid. And then I will make whatever they ask. Mind you, if it's something that's, if I'm doing line work and there's like 20 other kids behind them, I will try to do a simplified version of it. But if you go onto my Tricky Ricky TikTok or Instagram, you could see that I've done some grander things, bigger versions of it. Like there is my line work Spider-Man, which is about yay big in the end, or I've done a about 3 foot Spider-Man, which with a lot more detail to it. And but I love the fact that if a kid asks me to do something, my answer is not immediately no, I can't do that. It's yes. Give me a moment, but I'll get it'll get done. Absolutely.
So
So
you'd say that you're a balloon master.
I'm I would like to say so that there I've always told any kid that I could basically make anything. However, some things will take more balloons and more time to done. So I will say no if it will take too long to do it, if it's line work. But if I have the time to do it, the sky's the limit. It's kind of like Legos. When you have Legos, you could build anything you want. You don't need to follow instructions out there. You can build whatever your mind creativity can do. It The sky is literally the limit. And I always get a question of what if a balloon pops, and I grab another balloon and just add on to it and fix it immediately. And I just love, it's a great way to express my creativity.
Cool. So what else can you do at parties?
Well, so I, along with being a balloon twister, I'm also a magician. I love doing close-up magic. I started off with card trips, and I'll admit I've used in my past. I've used card magic to pick up girls to date. It was that is, but also most recently that, for lack of better words, I used magic to propose to my wife,
Oh,
Jacqueline,
nice. Oh, congrats.
During a stand-up show and stuff like that, and it was just phenomenal. The trick worked, which was the key part, and it was a fun, amazing way to propose to her. She'll never forget it, and everybody there still periodically talks about it. It was such a magical moment, and linked in my TikTok video, hint hint, which, but that's neither here nor there. And so I do balloon twisting, I do magic, I do caricature art, and um I love working as various characters, as we were talking about before we started. Um, and bringing characters to life to see the kids. Most of the kids that was like that just accept the fact that you are that character. It's so much fun. There are some detectives out there. It's like, that's wrong. I don't think you're really that person. But you just find ways to spin around. So no matter what, you are that character, and just have fun with it.
Yeah, that's what I kind of did with my videos because I cosplayed as Rick from Rick and Morty. And
Morty.
for whatever reason, my videos started getting views, and I'm like, you know what? I think I could do this, Morty.
Oh, geez, Rick.
I can't do it. I can't do it for long periods of time. I have to take breaks because it's.
Well, yeah, Rick Sanchez has a. Well, Rick Sanchez has a bit of a gravelly voice and stuff like that. So you always have to have a bit of a gravel, and that can be hard on some people. So understandably, going over that for a long time, I completely understand.
I have more of a high pitch voice. So.
Yeah,
I can
I
pass for a 10-year-old.
I sometimes when I'm Batman, I try to go with this Batman voice every now and then, just
I
because
find Batman's
it's
a little easier than Rick.
but every now and then I just, if I do the gravelly Batman voice for too long, it does add up. And
Yeah.
so I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, well, I've heard stories of voice actors who either passed out or almost blown their vocal
Mm.
cords. Like the guy who did Broly when he kept on screaming, Kakarot.
Yeah, Dragon Ball had a few voice actors that had to take breaks just from powering up sessions. Like, I remember a story from Kirby Morrow where, who was one of the Canadian dub voice of
Yeah,
Goku,
yeah.
where he just spent like a solid hour just screaming to power up and would need to take breaks and to get his voice back.
You think they just do it like for 10, like a couple minutes and then loop it?
Yeah, you'd think, but the directors will want it to be perfect, right? And if you scream incorrectly, it's like, no, let's take another take. If, oh, that was too soft, let's take another take. That was too loud, let's save that, but maybe take another take. It's all about what the director wants. If it's not meeting the director's vision, it could take longer. Like you could say, it reminds. There's an episode of Seinfeld where I believe the line that gets said overnight is "These pretzels are salty" or something like that. This is a and you hear it said by George, you hear it said by Elaine, Jerry. Just these pretzels are salty. These pretzels are salty. These pretzels are salty. And it's all different takes. It's all the same line, but every time it's said differently, there's slightly different meaning. And it's all what the director wants. You need to say the right way of the line.
Funny story that the powering up was actually extended for filler. For those of you that don't know anime, is that unlike our American cartoons where they like stop, like the anime just keeps going. So eventually, because they're making it at the same time that the manga slash what you guys would call comic books, at the same time, it catches up. So they make filler so that doesn't happen.
Dragon Ball Z was very guilty of that, like when it came out, because they needed so many filler arcs. Like I remember so many times watching it weekly as a kid, just waiting for Super Saiyan to happen, but then they would start back at the beginning with Raditz on the first episode. And I'm like, come on, I just want to see it now. But they didn't have enough episodes done. So I remember it restarted like 3 or 4 times. And I'm like, I just want to see more. Then finally you see a bit more. And then they restarted again. I'm like, I remember like mentally pulling out my hair as a kid because I was like, I just want to see Goku beat up Frieza. Can we just finish that, please?
Yeah,
But no.
and it took so much longer back then to do anime.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it's a little bit easier now with CGI helping out.
Well,
And
now
if you
it's
mess
like
up a
they
line, you can
basically
just.
come out. They come up at the close to the same time. Like I remember watching Super, and it basically came out like about very close to the same time.
Oh, absolutely. Animation has absolutely done leaps and miles over the 20, 30 years we've or more that we've been around. It has made it so much easier, but still hard to produce, but not as hard. It's like we're not going with hand drawn, it's now digitally drawn, where if you make a mistake in a line, you press Control Z and it's, oh look, it's gone, try again. If
And
you think
also
that
with the
line needs to be
tablets, you
perfect,
got the colorations and all that too.
yes, coloring is literally it's drag and drop. Oh, this is orange now. This is blue. This is it. It's so much quicker. And God love all the animators and all the hard work. They are worth every penny. So it is something that AI can never take away. You cannot do. You cannot, should not use AI animation to go with it because it's the animators that brings things to life.
Mhm.
We wouldn't have such amazing animation without the proper people working behind it.
Yeah, and like even like the artwork, the storytelling, and everything. Like
It-
Super Saiyan was made because of how hard it was to make drawings back then.
and I remember a little tidbit of Super Saiyan is they weren't supposed to be blonde, but it was just easier to draw back in the day, and it just stuck with. And, other things were like the Hulk originally was gray, but they were having a very inconsistent gray with the Hulk. So Stanley was like, well, what color is not being used right now? Green? Okay, we'll make him green. And he's been green ever since.
Well, I think that's the perfect color for the Hulk, like green with envy, anger.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so iconic now that it's just the fact that he wasn't originally, but now you could not. If I say, imagine the Incredible Hulk, he's green. He's not any other color. Uh, there may be other variations of a Hulk, like the Hulks that exist out there that are blue or red or something like that, but Bruce Banner is a green Hulk, period.
Yeah, now there's like almost every Hulk under the rainbow with Red Hulk.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen this show. It was Marvel, but it was like made by like Robot Chicken, where it looks like it's Robot Chicken, but it's made by Marvel with the style with the toys and everything. Where the Hulk is made emasculate by the Red Hulk, so he paints himself red with paint to make himself look like the Red Hulk. It's called Marvel What the.
A bit of a
Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Great, perfect. Sorry, I just realized I could edit which microphone, and this is my first time using this the StreamYard thing, and I just realized I could edit which listening devices. So as long as you can hear me, that's the important part, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've not seen that Robot Chicken-esque Marvel thing, but you'll have to send me something to look at that later because that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, I'll send you a link. They even made fun of Christian Bale where MODOK is like he's like he's like for once in your highly expendable life, what are you doing? And it's like those AIM guys. And he's like, he's like, hey, beekeeper, get over here, because they look like they're wearing beekeepers. And I'm like, that was totally missed out opportunity in the Marvel movies. Like just having AIM be like these disgruntled scientists. I'm like, why couldn't they have had those really cool beekeeper suits? I'm like, they like on paper they're tacky, but they're part of the comic book lore, and like it looks cool.
I think the reason is that was before the threshold where they were trying to keep everything in the real life format where they wouldn't be wearing that ridiculous thing. And then Marvel said, hey, let's give comic accurate suits to see how that works out. And then all of a sudden now everybody's getting their comic accurate suits. Like Hawkeye, for example, at the start of Marvel was just like a just slightly better Agents of Shield suit with a quiver on his back. But after at the end of the Hawkeye season, he actually got his most recent comic accurate suit with the purple V. I think it's like a stylized hawk, I guess, but it is based off his comic look and stuff like that. And Kate Bishop got her look that's from the comics. So Marvel's now more willing to lean into just going with the comics and stuff like that. I mean, it took forever to see Wolverine in the yellow and blue, right?
Yeah, I was like disappointed. I'm like, really, black?
What did you expect? Yellow spandex? It's like, yes, we were.
I like how they in X-Men 97 they use that same joke. They're like, "What were you expecting? Black spandex?"
Black. Oh, the Uno reverse there. I loved it.
Yeah.
That joke was perfect in the making. I couldn't have had anything better when I saw that joke watching X-Men 97.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that they bring Sauron back in one of the seasons.
That'd be cool. That'd be a fun encounter. I can't wait. I can't wait for the next season of X-Men 97 to pop out because I just love the X-Men. Wolverine is my favorite X-Men, which just because he's grumpy, but people love him. He's honest. That's one thing that you cannot say. He doesn't hide anything. He's him.
And the best thing about his history is because his memory is so messed up, they could basically make up any bullshit. And then they could turn around and say, well, that wasn't actually real. That's kind of the beauty of his memory. They even did that. They did that in that Marvel show I was talking about, where he kind of leans in on his memory loss, where he's like flirting with Jean and she's on top of him, and Scott's like that's my Jean's my girl. He's like, I'm sorry, Scott. Weapon X messed with my memory. I can't remember a thing. And he's like, you're supposed to fill the Blackbird jet. I'm like, can't remember.
Oh yeah, just that sounds interesting. But yeah, Wolverine's I just love his character. He is rough around the corners when he needs to be, but there are the times where you see a little bit more sensitive side of him from his backstory and stuff like that. Where there's a comic where Wolverine and Spider-Man are hanging out on, I believe, some December night, and he specifically wanted to hang out with Spider-Man specifically. It was for a very secretive reason that he couldn't really tell Spider-Man all the reasons why. And they end up going to a bar, but before going to the bar, Wolverine gets out of his yellow and blue and puts on his regular clothes on, but Spider-Man doesn't have a change of clothes, so he has to enter the bar as Spider-Man, but he's passing it off as, yeah, no, I'm just a party clown. Almost as if some people would do something like that. Then a bar fight goes in, and a bar fight happens, and they scuff around, and they find out, oh no, that's a real Spider-Man because webs are actually flying, and such like that. And it turns out the reason that Wolverine is about to really end a guy, Spider-Man stops him and reminds Wolverine that he, in deep down, is still a good guy. And
I think we lost you again.
the key thing that he is still always a good guy, and he needs to be reminded that the night ends, and the reason why he asked Spider-Man to be along is Spider-Man still sees Logan as a good guy, but he lost a little touch with the X-Men for a little bit at this point of time, and he wanted to be with somebody that still saw him like that for his birthday. It was Logan's birthday that Logan did not say the reason why this is why he wanted to hang out with Spider-Man, but he wanted to just be reminded who he was. And it was a really great comic moment, in my opinion.
I also like that story where they talk about Peter's parents, that they were actually S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, and they were actually friends with Wolverine.
Oh, yes, that's from the cartoon back in the 90s. 92 Spider-Man, right?
Uh,
93?
yeah, but they didn't. They didn't really explore that. They just had the fact that they were spies for the Doomsday Weapon.
Yeah, because a lot of people, a lot of this, not a lot of people know this, that as a fact of why Peter is raised by Aunt May and Uncle Ben, what happened to his parents and stuff like that. Like, they were starting to get a little into that in the Andrew Garfield movies, but they didn't really have a chance to expand on it, unfortunately.
I think that was my favorite version of Spider-Man. People might argue with me, but I'm like, whatever Spider-Man you like.
I genuinely did like Andrew Garfield. I have nothing against Tom Holland's, but I did genuinely like Andrew Garfield's version. And of course, I will still give props to Tobey Maguire, but I will say, unfortunately, Spider-Man 3 kind of tanked in the worst way. I was not a fan of Spider-Man 3. It just felt so mishmashed and rushed together and forced.
Mhm.
But I did like the direction that Andrew Garfield's version was going into, but I wish it had a bit more built on it in that universe, and which so with Spider-Man No Way Home, when we saw the three Spider-Man getting together and we're getting closures from other movies in this movie, it was just some closure that we needed to see growth, like especially when Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is the one that saves MJ from a fall, which he couldn't do with his Gwen Stacy. And that was my favorite moment in that movie. Spoilers to anybody not seen it, but if you haven't seen it by now,
It's been out for ages.
yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix or Disney or whatever the hell has it now.
Yeah, it's definitely streaming. I think Netflix. I don't know.
Because I was like, I remember being upset because I'm like, great, I pay full price and it's on streaming.
Well, you can't really judge that on. I mean, it didn't. It's not like it was released immediately to streaming. Streaming is just like you'll get it eventually. But if you want to see it now, you can go to theaters to see it.
That's why I miss the Blockbuster, because like you'd get the releases as soon as they came to DVD, VHS.
Well, yeah, but it was Yeah, but that was our version of streaming, right? But it was not released the same day as in
Mhm,
theaters. It was usually what 3 months later after it was
mhm.
released.
And then
That
it
was the
got
point.
faster after a while. Once we started getting into DVD and Blu-rays, I found I remember it used to take like a year plus, and then maybe a couple of months, and then it just kept getting faster.
I don't think it ever took a year for it. I think it was always roughly a 3 minute. Sorry, not 3 month mark. 3 minutes after release in theaters.
Maybe
So
I could be wrong because I was 10 at
it
the time. It
yeah,
might have been
don't get me
longer.
wrong. It probably felt like forever, but in the end, it was a way where it was usually about a 3 month window. People that watching the stream, you could fact check me to see if one of us is right or wrong. Go ahead. And if there's a way to leave comments on our social medias, go ahead. Tell us that we're right or wrong, especially
Yeah.
if I'm right. Tell me if I'm right. I love hearing
Yeah.
it.
I like to know if I'm wrong either, because then I learn.
Yeah, because we always learn from mistakes. If you get everything right all the time, you don't learn anything, right? And yeah, so it is just uh but yeah, the days of Blockbuster getting the videos and DVDs out and renting it for a few dollars here and there, it was a little piece of heaven. But then, oh my God, the needing to return it 2 days later, or you'll get fees for X amount of time that you're going through. It is just, you know, it the way streaming is now, taking just paying for the monthly subscription and you can watch as much as you want as possible. That's the new normal.
Well, I remember we
We
used to watch the movie like at least as many times before we returned it.
Oh yeah, as much as possible to get as much as your bucket out of it, right?
Yeah, and I liked how they had the drop off return, so you didn't even have to go to the store. You just drop it off, and
Yep, just put it in the mailbox and leave.
apparently there's still one left in Oregon in the
Oh,
States.
the you mean the mailing Netflix, or oh, the Blockbuster? Yeah, yeah. There's
Yeah.
one Blockbuster that still exists, and I'm like, good for you. I'm
I'd
glad.
like to do that one day just to cross that
Just
off.
cause,
Yeah, just to cross
just
it
get
off a bucket list. Say, hey
dust off
kids,
your
this
old
is
Blockbuster car.
this is how we used to do it.
Uh, I have um some friends that are um 10 years or so younger than me, and they hate watching ads on YouTube that they so much, but it ads just like brush off me like nothing because we grew up with cable. Cable was part of watching. If we were watching our show, anytime something important's about to happen, they'll cut to a commercial, and we will either watch the commercial or take the 2.5 minutes to go to the washroom and come back, or something like that. Get a snack, or et cetera, et cetera. Well, we are not affected by ads needing to watch it as much, but the younger generation's like, oh, I'll just fast forward or hit the skip button, or I can stream it now and there is no commercials or anything like that. I will pay the extra that I don't need to watch it. And I'm like, cool story, bro. I am fine with paying. I'm fine with giving the ad my attention just to avoid paying an additional X amount a month, because
There's
that adds
also
up.
Tubi where it's completely free.
Yeah,
And they have so
because
many shows that Netflix and all the others don't have.
yeah, exactly. So there's always ways around it. So why? And
And all
uh,
hell fails, it's a high seas, you know?
yeah, exactly. But yeah, Um. I would love to continue this conversation, but I do have to get something going. But thank you so much for having me on this live stream. I'd love to do it again in the future if you ever wanted me.
No problem, definitely. I was about to just look at the time. I mean, we're having so much fun, but we both got to go. So thanks for coming on. And before you take off, last minute, anywhere we can follow you. I know you've mentioned it a bunch of times, but
Well,
anything you want to say before you head out?
just to say it again, I don't know if I'm pointing in the right direction. You can follow me on TikTok or Instagram at tricky.ricky.2308. It's conceded because it's my birthday, 23 August. But I don't know if you have links in your description or something like that. But yeah, so tricky.ricky2308. You will find this logo, but facing the correct direction. And that's how you could reach out to me. If it's on Facebook though, it's under my other name of EZ Street Rick on Facebook. So Easy Street Rick is my other moniker that you can find me. It'll still have that logo. It's lovely and confusing, isn't it? But yeah, that is how you can reach me. Instagram or TikTok, you can reach me at tricky.ricky2308 or Easy Street Rick on other media platforms.
All right.
So,
Sounds good. Well, thanks for coming on. This is 8-Bit Shinobi signing out.
take it easy, everyone.
Take care.